Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Come in and sit on down because today we're going to be talking about bikers. Give one random clip of a biker.
I can smell the alcohol in your breath.
I don't give a f. I live here and I'm not operating. What?
Yeah. It's my dad. The experience of riding a motorcycle on an open road with the wind against your face is seen as one of the ultimate symbols of freedom. Up on the mountain, fade away the flame. Ooh, the red, white, and blue. Oh, yeah. Across film and TV, motorcycles are seen as cool, rugged, and dangerous. Whether it's the stylish design of a bike, the slick leather jacket, or simply the element of danger that riding introduces to your life, there's clearly a lot to the allure, right? Sex, drugs, freedom. Nick, is there anything more American than a motorcycle?
Hot dogs.
I don't agree. To those who have never been involved with this community or learned about the culture, it's a very fascinating world to delve into. After all, motorcycle culture ties back to things like rock and roll and even organized crime. So let's look at everything the biking world has to offer. One more clip of a guy on a motorcycle. Before I get into this, you have any experiences with motorcycles, Nick?
I've always wanted to ride one. I saw.
Why don't you? They're fun.
Now I'm scared of them. But when I was younger, I saw House get a motorcycle. I was like, I want to be like Dr. House.
So because Dr. House rode a motorcycle, that's what made you be like, I want a motorcycle. And now you're afraid of them. You're frightened by them. Well, is it just the look of them, or is it just actually riding them you're scared?
Oh, I'm afraid I'm gonna get hit by a
car,
semi truck, and then
sure.
I'm gonna be alive on the side of the road.
I mean, listen. You're in a little bit of danger anywhere you go, right? But I will say, people who ride around because they think it's lame to wear a helmet while riding a bike. What are we doing here? I can even just sit there and be like, I flip off my motorcycle. At least I have a helmet. Sure, you fracture all your ribs, you puncture a lung, you dislocate all your arms, and you are just laying on the fucking side of the road like Gumby. But at least I can still speak. At least I can still formulate words.
There's actually, I think, some train of thought of people like, well, if I get in a wreck in a motorcycle accident, I just want to die. Like, I don't want to be paralyzed or,
No hope at all? If I get in any kind of wreck, I just want to just kill me?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, maybe that's just the biker way. Let's find out. People who aspire to join this community have to decide what type of ride they want to purchase. This is not an easy decision. And by doing some research online, you'll soon find out that there's a lot of infighting within the biking community, which I'm glad we're starting on this because it's a big deal. You either ride hogs or you ride the anime bikes. Also, my dad used to call it a rice. Is that racist?
I thought they're called like rocket pockets, pocket rockets.
You thought they were called rocket pockets? Is rice? You know, bleep all of this. Is that a racial slur? Because he's saying it because it's
Asians.
Ooh. Don't get the wrong idea. Most normal people could care less about what people ride so long as they're not causing any trouble on the road. That being said, you'll definitely find some animosity between owners of sports bikes and Harleys. They're like, hogs. Fucking
man's bike.
Because there is a difference. There's definitely, like, if you look at a picture of a man who rides a Harley, and this could be anywhere, I would say anyone who is ages like 40 years old and up, or 45 and up, that's like a Harley rider, right? All the new age people, they saw Akira, Nick. Saw Akira too young. Akira didn't ride a goddamn Harley. He rode a sports bike. It's not about loud noise, it's about going fast. And that's the difference.
I want to be silent and going the speed of light so no one can hear me, but they see me.
If you're going the speed of light, would they see you?
No.
So you like the idea of weaving in between, or if you were in your wildest fantasy, would you be someone who's on a sports bike and you're going between the cars?
I want to follow all the rules. I'm going to stay in my lane. I would just go on empty roads and go 200 miles an hour. You would
100% wrap your motorcycle around a tree. I mean, on a highway, listen, I'm not condoning people swerving around, but at least a highway, it's just going to be open road. All of a sudden, you're going to sit there, there's going to be like a random sharp turn. No!
Have you seen the death wobble? Yeah.
Which, listen, let's talk about some of the differences. All right, so Harley riders are seen by many as being elitist and obnoxious about their love for their specific type of bike. Harley Davidson as a brand has sort of a cult-like following, and some go so far as to claim people who don't use them are not real bikers. So first off, here's the thing. Very true. That's my father. My father down to a T. Also, another thing, that's every subculture on earth about anything. What I'm doing is good. Everything else sucks. If you're diehard on something, that's gonna be everything you say. If you're a diehard football fan, you're gonna say every other sport sucks compared to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Even truck drivers will splatter Harley Davidson decals all over their car, so everyone they pass knows they're cool as hell. So they're like, yeah, I'm in a truck, but at home, my fucking hog's waiting for me. Also, editor, every time I do this, put a loud ass fucking. People who ride motorcycles in general or bikes, they are people that have to peacock, they have to be seen. I've ridden a fucking, a Kawasaki, and I've ridden a Harley. Here's the thing, yeah, it's fun. Ain't that fun? Those people are peacocking. They want to be seen.
You don't want like a bad bitch behind you getting wet, getting the fucking cushions all soapy and sticky.
Wow. Got a flashbang. My God, I've like. The answer is no. Well, it's also, I would rather be on your own seat. If there's a girl's getting excited on the back of the bike, where's that going? It's going underneath my deal. Now all of a sudden, my asshole, and my taint area is all wet from the slip and slide that's happening. Yeah, keep it in your own seat. Hunter's tip. Hunter's tip. Hunter's tip. Keep it in your own seat.
I've seen videos of like the girl will ride cow style.
Yeah.
And she's
cow style. She'll ride in front of you where they're facing you. That was like that Kim Kardashian and Kanye video. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Giant Nazi warship just fly directly into the sun. Hey, we just want to give a quick shout out to Starforge PCs. They're a great little sponsor on our channel. I just want you to check out the new Chainsaw Man PC and PC bundle from Starforge. It has a Pochita desk mat, a power wall art, and a Chainsaw Man acrylic plate light. It's the perfect collection for fans and everyone looking to play games or watch anime at a top-notch level. While you're there, take a look at other great items Starforge has, like keyboards and accessories. So head on over if you're looking for something new, a new PC. They're a great company. Thanks Starforge for sponsoring the episode. Now back to the episode. Sport bike riders are slender and sleek, like a little, like an otter.
Well, they're going fast. They
like going fast, but they like the feminine kind of curves of it. You know, they like anime. They like the slender nature of things, being sleek.
They're like the modern day jockey.
That's why they're almost always, without a doubt, if there's a guy who has money and he's riding bikes, he 100, and this is not even a joke, 120% of the time, I'm putting that much money on it, owns a Ford F-150 King Ranch edition. All right, it's that common. And that's also the guy who puts the decals on it as well, which is, he almost feels like ashamed. He's like, yeah, I mean, this is a $150,000 truck, but I got my real loves back home. According to the more snobby Harley riders, sports bikes are not to be respected because they're not, quote, American made, and are more focused on technical performance than the biking lifestyle. Yeah, your bike can perform better than mine, but you know what? You can't get this fucking.
Do they have electric bikes now?
What the fuck did you just say to me, pussy? What the fuck did you just say to me, pussy?
That's what I would do with my e-bike, though. Have a speaker on it so it sounds like I'm revving.
That would be the funniest thing of all time, is getting an e-bike and being like, hello, fellow bikers. It had like a huge JBL speaker attached to it, and just go to YouTube and it's like obnoxious bike sounds as a Harleys are typically for an older crowd in their 40s to 50s, as you'd imagine. Most people at this age are just trying to enjoy a peaceful ride and aren't trying to get involved with the drama. Sadly, there are those who openly poke fun at the young people covered in full biker attire riding their crotch rockets. In return, many sports bike riders think Harley riders are grouchy old men that are desperately trying to live up to their grizzled tough guy aesthetic that the brand is known for. Something perpetrated by the things like movies like Easy Rider or shows like Sons of Anarchy or the very well-known biker group, the Hells Angels Outlaw Group. You want to know what fucking freedom sounds like? Sounds like this motherfucker right here. Let me kick this out. Oh! Yeah! I'll tell you why I'm harking so much of the Harley Davidson stuff. Listen to my dad talk about bikes, and he barely knows anything about them. It's one of the most infuriating and yet nostalgic things ever. My dad did everything he possibly could to make his bike as obnoxious
as possible.
Yeah, he had to have been disappointed in me. There's no other reason that a man would need to be viewed or to be seen with that machine other than I am just deeply unhappy with my living environment. My son is not fulfilling me. I'm gonna put it in loud pipes and Italian leather seats.
It's awesome.
That's why it's not hot. Fuck you. To achieve this, however, they're willing to spend a ludicrous amount of money for a noticeably slower bike. Sports bike riders feel that they get no respect from them, so they refuse to give it in return. There are many videos of Harley riders getting incredibly aggressive on the road, with most riders prematurely anticipating a tense encounter whenever they cross paths with one. That's what I love with Harley riders is they're sitting there and you'll be on the road. First off, they can never just have both hands. They're going down the road like this.
Are there some people who don't even put their hands on? They're just texting.
In many cases, passing a Harley on the road is a quick way to infuriate them and cause unnecessary confrontation. Many sports bike riders will upload videos of them getting cut off and flipping the bird for literally no reason. They simply don't want anyone to appear superior to them on the road. The peacocking there's a mutual respect, which first off, here's my thing. I don't like riding on the road with fucking motorcycles because I'm almost like I'm gonna be the statistic of the guy who fucking bashes into the back of one. I'm sitting there eating from a big fat disgusting fuck and I'm like, you know, eating a McRib. Drop the thing. I look like the bike is like right here. My life's ruined. I've ruined someone else's life, but see, selfishly, I'm already like, well, there goes my life. Have you seen those things where people will be like, they get in a horrible wreck, they get up and they're like, I'm okay, and they just collapse because they got up and moved?
Oh yeah.
It's like organ failure or some shit. You know what you never get that in?
What?
Toyota Corolla.
That's true. That's
Can't
why.
pop a wheel in a Toyota Corolla.
Oh, ask the Saudis. They could do they could side.
And they're putting Middle Eastern music behind whatever Nick's saying.
They could. Have you seen them? They get their cars up on 2 wheels.
Oh yeah? Ask the Saudis. You would be a great Harley rider, dude.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe we gotta look for a bike for me.
Oh well, let's go. We in this video. We're gonna go look for a bike for you. We like, what fucking bike would fit this man?
We're Harley Davidson. We're here to have Nick pick up a Harley.
I'm getting Harley.
If you look at this gentleman here, what kind of bike do you think he would be on? I'd be on like a fat boy. I look at him, he's a slender man. Feels weird seeing him on like a big. I don't see you on a big, like I don't see you on that guy.
You know, I don't really know how to answer that question, man.
In one video, a Harley rider gets so upset after a man on an e-bike makes a mistake on the road that he circles back to pass him by again while swinging around a chain like a madman. Well, that guy is waiting to use that chain.
Oh, yeah.
You don't carry around a chain not to be like, well, there it is. You just let loose the demon. The man filming notices that the back of his shirt says, fuck you. I have enough friends.
He wants trouble.
I want to say, here's another kind of hunter's tip right now. Hunter's tip. If you have any meme shirts like that, throw them away. Don't wear them. Don't gift them. Usually it's younger people be like, this would go great on grandpa. He's like, look at that. He's walking around tucked into his jeans. I don't give a fuck what it says, bitch. That's the kind of person that's wearing this shit. Stories like these certainly make people hesitant to join in on the fun. Many people on the Harley community pages admit that while they've ridden for a long time, they feel discouraged from attending events because it seems that many of the participants treat it like an audition for a Sons of Anarchy background character and focus way too much on looking hard to the point where they side-eye and judge anyone that doesn't fit that vibe. Many are in complete agreement with this assessment. Other Harley owners admit that these people turn out for charity events and can put their energy to good use. Oftentimes, they're still incredibly insufferable as riders, which that was a big thing. Is I've seen that the more that I see bike riders, you know what? I see them more for like charity shit. Bikers for
Cancer.
Bikers for cancer. We need to get cancer back in those kids. In reality, there are weird loyalists in every subgroup of motorcyclists. Many sports bike riders, for example, can be just as infuriating. This debate has been had for ages, and tons of riders always chime in to explain how the drama is obnoxious and that they're respectful to everyone regardless of what they ride. There are plenty of people who have greatly benefited from taking the plunge and buying a motorcycle. At 52 years old, Michelle Hatcher was feeling extremely depressed and had no purpose in life. Jesus. Goddamn, do we know Michelle personally? That's some serious shit to fucking lay down there. Goddamn. Knowing she needed to make a change, she went out on a limb and bought a motorcycle to pursue a lifelong dream of living on the open road. And immediately, she claimed to have felt like a kid again, and all of her previous troubles had gone away. Not only was it a way for her to get out of the house, but it was also boosted her confidence knowing she was taking control of her life. A year after she started riding, she discovered the Make Your Mark charity, which focuses on bikers' mental health. Relating to their cause, she joined and immediately fell in love with it. She joined groups and met many others like her, and now advocates for bikers' mental health through her own story, which is pretty nice. For a second, it was reading that she's like, I just went on the open road and left my troubles. I was like, did she just leave her family? She's just like, bye-bye, woo! But no, that's a nice little pot. See, it's just, but you and at least it boils down to is people just need someone to talk to.
Yeah, they need
Isn't
a
it?
group.
Any kind of, I feel like any kind of person where they're just like, man, I just fucking feel horrible. You need community. A lot of people are drawn to motorcycles for their look, but others, the base model is just not good enough. These people feel the need to add ridiculous modifications to make their rides more appealing. It's common for people to replace their motorcycle's stock exhaust with a third-party one, some with specific intention of making it as loud as humanly possible. My father. I'd be like, he was changing it one day, getting all fucking pissed off in the garage. It's like, what's going on? He's like, I'm changing this out. I'm like, well, what's the difference with it? And he's like, show me the old exhaust. The old exhaust was like really long and this one's really short. I'm like, that one looks shorter. He's like, it's gonna be fucking loud. People are gonna fucking hear this 2 blocks down. And I was like, cool. All the other like middle-aged biker guys come down, they're like, badass.
You think that's like almost like a mating call? Like if you got a loud bike, other bikers be like, oh, we got friends.
I think it was my dad desperately being like, I should have never gotten married and got kids. Divorce! I want a divorce where she doesn't take half. You keep the kids and all that. I get the house.
You
and
keep that half. You keep.
You keep. That's the half of myself I'm willing to let go. That's probably going to be a recurring theme in this. Is me trickling back and being like, huh. I feel like my father was probably very unhappy with where he was at.
That actually makes sense. If you want your bike to be as loud as possible, so when you scream, the bike.
Yeah, it covers the screams. Oh, there's Dad. He's just having fun in the garage again, weeping openly, 25 beer cans. Ah! He's trying to kill himself with the exhaust fumes. What are you doing here, Daddy? Close the fucking door! All right, Daddy, I love you. Yeah. Many bikers strongly discourage this type of stuff to avoid infuriating the general public. One man from a quiet neighborhood describes how his neighbor, who modified his Harley to be much louder, revs it in the garage for up to in his garage for up to an hour, even as late as 1 in the morning, so intensely that the vibrations shake his home. 1 in the morning. Oh yeah, Tyler. I know, baby. I know. Just hold on. Dad, go back to bed. Josh vibrates his whole home. If I was a kid, I'd be horrified.
I was at my friend's house, and that happened to me. His parents' buddies came over to show out their new hogs, and for an hour straight, we were just sitting out there, and they're just like, "Yeah, hear this," and they're just revving for an hour.
It's all he did was just rev for an hour. I had a buddy. He lived down the street from us, and his dad just got divorced from his wife. And like this was, I mean, like early 2000s, it was so popular. American choppers made it popular. There was a huge revival in the early 2000s. But then it was like, then as soon as every man got a divorce, they got a Harley. And the guy was just like drinking alone in his garage and just like revving it as loud as he could. That's immediately what made me, I'm like, I bet you my parents are gonna get a divorce soon. If I ever show up to work.
Oh, with a Harley?
With a Harley. Just know there are some papers that need to be signed. One of the most common and well-known modifications is the long handlebars, or as they call them in the biking community, ape hangers. I'm not gonna call them that though. I don't know if I like that. These handlebars can range anywhere from a foot to nearly 3 feet long, is usually found on Harleys. Many bikers claim they need the long handlebars to ride their bikes, or else they have severe shoulder pain and numbness in their hands. That's diabetes. Ape hangers are also a popular choice for fatter riders since the handlebars help extend their arms and prevent them from hunching their backs. Others don't see the appeal because they say they look fucking stupid and it fucks with like how you handle your bike, but I don't know, look at this guy. Look at this guy. I love it whenever it's literally like almost like a BDSM swing. Their feet are fully extended like this and their hands are up, so they're just like, yeah, just going on a ride. Hey, let me go down to Costco real quick.
What are you getting at Costco in your motorcycle?
What am I getting on Costco with my motorcycle? I'm gonna get the 5th season of The Office on DVD and some Totino's party pizzas. That legit, like that was already terrible. I guess if you're hanging on it, you're not actually keeping your weight up, but
I don't think. I feel like my arm would be dead.
I feel, what's wrong with this?
I guess you hurt your shoulder. You're a pussy.
Oh, yeah, how is this? That feels wonderful. On your shoulder, you say you're being a pussy. Well, only pussies ride with their hands down like that. Another ridiculous looking mod similar to ape hangers is the Extreme Rake. An Extreme Rake adds super long forks to the front of the bike, giving it more stability while sacrificing short turns. We don't need those. Though many classic choppers have made these modifications, many bikers don't recommend it. They're usually for more experienced bikers and only ever really appear in shows. They're not practical at all for the road, and they're impossible to use off-road. Dude, have you seen American choppers? That's what we do because it looks fucking badass. Remember Will Smith and the iRobot bike? Huh? Remember the Spider bike? Remember the 911 bike?
What?
There was a night they did like a firefighter bike for the 911 guys.
Oh, really?
Yeah. While radios are a standard feature in cars, radios and speakers on motorcycles are a controversial modification. Riding while listening to music can be a great experience. That is why so many bikers choose to buy helmets with built-in Bluetooth speakers. However, some people want to feel the wind through their hair and choose to put a radio and speakers on their bike. And many riders despise this and find it infuriating to be stuck at a light listening to their loud music. That's like one of the only things I love about bikers is pulling up and listening to what a biker's listening to. It's almost never what you expect it to be. What would you expect if you pulled up to you're driving up to a car or whatever, and you see a guy sitting there and you hear music coming in? What music do you think is coming in? If you're like looking at it, you're like, oh, he's listening to music.
Motley Crue. Some like hair rock from the 80s, right? Something like that. Anything else? Radiohead.
You think that a biker would be listening to radio? Okay, sure, we'll say Radiohead. I've heard almost every time that I've done it, it's been disco.
Oh, disco.
I've heard ABBA numerous times. I'm almost to the point where I'm like, these motherfuckers are like getting together being like, you like ABBA too. Some riders are incredibly unapologetic about it, like a man that was caught sitting shirtless at a gas station, posting on his hog while blasting obnoxious music. This biker in particular noticed that he was being filmed and started stalking the car until he reached a parking garage, where he had to hide before the altercation broke out. There's no reason to. You gotta watch out when filming people. I hate feeling like I'm being a nuisance, but also I don't want to film the wrong motherfucker. There's like a 14-year-old out there who could kill us. They have a 3D printed gun. That legitimately could be a thing. There's a 12-year-old out there who has probably 3D printed a gun. You're sitting there filming whatever. You filming me, motherfucker?
That almost happened. Well, I don't think it was a gun, but where I was filming like a Walking Dead kind of just for fun, and I went to a very low-income place.
Question. You were filming a Walking Dead. What does that mean?
Zombie like background. It was just for fun. I was trying to make a zombie. We can show some footage of it.
First off, get out what the fuck you're saying, but then also, I was filming a Walking Dead. It wasn't for anybody, it was for fun. So what you're saying is that you went to a poor neighborhood and filmed people and said they were zombies, is what you're saying. Is that what you're saying?
Just the buildings, like a post-apocalypse. We were doing like tech scout.
So you went to a low-income neighborhood and said this would be the perfect spot for a zombie apocalypse. Now, Nick, do you think that's a bit insensitive?
Now, yes. Yeah,
right.
Saying it. But anyways.
How old were you when you did this?
Oh, I was like in my 20s.
Yeah, try to give you an out there.
I anyways drove by, and then these guys noticed us, and they walked out, and they were anyways, they came up to the car. I was like, "What are you doing out here?" We're just like, "Oh, we're just filming for a zombie movie."
I think your neighborhood looks pretty dilapidated, like the apocalypse happened, and I think that'd be cool to film zombie stuff out here. Why are you mad? The music, according to a man who often attends Daytona Bike Week, is very often the same rotation. Tracks like Bad to the Bone, Sweet Home Alabama, and Born in the USA, which are the classics, right? Classic bike rider stuff. But I'm telling you, they're sprinkling in pop. That's a little spice, a little seasoning that goes on top of their classic rock, 60s rock, you know? Not all mods are just for looks or a few minor technical differences. Other more wild mods, like the Vibe Rider, helps passengers have a sexually euphoric experience on the road. Bet you didn't think we were going there, did you? If you've ever wanted to goon while riding your motorcycle, the Vibe Rider is the device for you. Built into the seat, the Vibe Rider is a remote-controlled vibrator that lets either the driver or the passenger control the vibration intensity for the low cost of $140.
See, this is what I need. Look at that girl. That's what I'm talking about.
So it's the thing, too, are they trying to sell to men, though, too?
Yeah, it's just like, get your girl on your hog.
I'm saying for the rider. If the rider's sitting there and he puts up his poop chute,
oh,
is that something that can stimulate? Can that stimulate your prostate, Nick?
Ooh, probably.
That's the guy going down the road. The little boy in the passenger seat of the fucking Winnebago driving by is just like hearing ABBA coming from the thing over. The company markets its product by having a booth at biker shows and rallies and letting riders test drive it. Ew.
Yeah, I don't like that.
What?
That was like when we went to that porn convention.
Yeah.
And they
It's
had
too
the
much.
little vibrator tester you could sit on it. I was like, you think you...
No, you did get whipped though.
That's true. We can't show that because that got us demonetized in another video.
Did it actually?
Yeah.
You know what? There's definitely a thing about people that are that openly sexual. I'm not that kind of person. I was just uncomfortable the entire time.
I didn't do it for sexual reasons. I just did it for...
I just want to say I did not fight you to get on that thing. I like looked over. I was like, "Where is he?" And I saw all of a sudden he's getting chained up on this thing. Film me. He's like completely on an X. He's like, I don't know. Film me, man. You filming? On their website, they have multiple test demos videos that show women both young and old enjoying the ride and telling their husbands they need one. I think I'm gonna need one of these. My panties are ruined. I'm gonna need one of them. Most of the people we've covered are casual riders. However, the biking community contains much more die-hard members, which you can often find within motorcycle gangs and clubs. Motorcycle clubs are a way for riders to form a community for group riding as well as hosting community events. Often, they've centered around a theme. It could be based on a bike brand or even a group consisting exclusively of veterans. Harley riders, veterans, furries, One Piece fans. I'm sure there's a One Piece fan motorcycle group. Put it up. There are also outlaw motorcycle clubs or gangs that are essentially criminal organizations that engage in trafficking, drugs, money laundering, and even abduction. So make sure to really just when you tell people I'm in a biker gang. Are you in a biker gang or are you just have a club?
Yeah, make sure you're not joining the right kind.
Yeah, make sure you're joining the right thing. They're sort of like fraternities. You're essentially paying dues to hang out with a group of men. And similar to a fraternity, you can't just join, you have to go through several stages. This means spending time with the members, getting them to vouch for you, and so on, so on. And when you're finally in, you're rewarded with your club's 3-piece patch display on your vest. Not all clubs are joining just to look tough and boost their ego. Many of them are down-to-earth, passionate people who just want to make an impact in their community while sharing a hobby they care about. In fact, many motorcyclists love to give back to their community. The Patriot Guard Riders are a nonprofit group that rides alongside veterans' caskets in funeral processions in order to honor them as well as show their respect for their loved ones, which is just a nice thing to do, right? I've heard this a lot of people who don't have a lot of like family members left. Just shows respect and shows that people, you know, you're honoring a life that happened. On more than one occasion, people have praised the group for breaking up war protests taking place at veterans' burials. Baka, just kidding, please don't just put that out. The BACA, or Bikers Against Child Abuse, supports children who are victims of abuse by welcoming them into their organization and assigning each child 2 members who act as protectors and resources for anything they may need. Kind of like a Big Brother program. While some of these stories are pretty absurd, most bikers seem to be pretty respectful people who are just trying to enjoy a relaxing hobby, as is the most case with everything we talk about, right? We have to keep reiterating this shit or else people fucking get pissed off. In most cases, you just try to mind your own business and not let the aggressive and performative weirdos ruin it for you. And of course, you can never control how some of these people react, so just do your best to be safe and not get engaged with the wrong crowd, guys. But hey, rev it up for all the homies out there. Row, row, row. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.